And we're on with another episode of Turnip and Stone here. Wow, Eric found the dimmer. We're turning the heap
Don't you hate when you're fucking your bitch and you can't find the dimmer?
I was trying to fuck my bitch the other day. I couldn't find the dimmer for like...
Man, where's the dimmer?
Dimmer? Bitch, I hardly know her.
Dimmer? Bitch, light switch. What do we think about that?
How's
Something?
that?
Yeah.
Is this chair in the way? Is this the one Lincoln was shot in? Where'd this one come from?
Yeah, that came from the Ford Theater.
That one looks like something you'd plot like a really evil but wacky crime in.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve calling my Mr. Burns chair.
Yeah.
All right, and
I believe we're on.
we're in, baby.
I thought everyone
Are we
did that,
recording?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, there we go.
Nice.
Coming
All
to
right.
you live.
Yeah, welcome everybody to Turnip and Stone once again. This is the third podcast from the vacant coffee shop.
Something's going on in the HR department. Something's going on upstairs. You guys
Last time, I guess we only had one with nobody in it, but we recorded 2 podcasts because we were having so much fun in the empty coffee shop.
can I be honest?
Yeah.
This is less pressure if there were people here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like do people sit at those tables?
Usually what we do is we have our chairs like over here with the
Yeah,
recorder, and then
I
we
got
put
you.
the couch and the chairs facing us.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
Sometimes it's just 2 people. So it's like me and Eric and then just like one person here.
Yeah. One time we had
One super
3.
fan.
We only had we had 3 ladies show up, and one left with like 10 minutes left in the podcast.
You walked your own.
We walked
show.
one
Was
lady.
she like angry or just like...
No, she actually was like. First of all, she was the only one, and this is. I hope that the other ladies don't get offended by this. She was the most normal of the 3
Okay.
ladies, and she was really enjoying it for most of it. And we were just. I think we got greedy. We tried to push it to the limit, and she
Take it to the limit. I see people interrupting each other on podcasts online, so I thought that was the way to go.
She blacked out in the back of the F16 that is Turnip and Stone Live. She couldn't handle the G-force.
We got the AC really going in here. It's about 69 degrees.
That's nice.
It does feel great.
It's the coolest temperature.
We all wearing Vans? Steve.
Steve's.
I got
Steve.
Papa Steve in the New Balances.
I love your outfit.
That's his
though. They're
band.
great.
You guys want to go watch Papa Steve in the New Balances?
Yeah. Papa's got a brand new Balance. James
we got a
Brown.
new track coming out called Lace It On Up.
Lace it on up.
Off the album? What's the album?
Power Walking. Power Walking into Heaven.
That's the album name? I thought it was going to be Laced Drinks. What do you think about that?
Guys, our guest today, I guess we should go ahead and plug.
Fucking ruined it.
We have Peyton Ruddy,
How's it going?
and then coming in to support the pod, and then getting fourth mic,
Yeah.
we got Max Sorich.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for doing it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a podcast
Thanks
before?
for having me.
Max's superpower is getting his own show canceled. Then like you guys he shows up. He's like, "You got free beer in here?"
This is great. My show got canceled, so I just get to hang out with my friends.
There's a certain amount of relief to that, isn't there?
Oh man.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it was honestly incredible. I was so tired. I did not want to go pursue my dream.
I had a tired night today too. Yeah, it was, but you know,
You had a
gotta get
tired
it-
night today?
or a tired. See, that's what I mean. That's how off kilter I've
That's
been.
one of the tracks off your record.
Tired.
Tired night
Track
today.
4.
Today.
Tired night
off
today.
night today.
That was off the album Walking the Mall.
It's like the Spinal Tap song. Tonight I'm gonna rock you tonight.
Walking them all.
Walking them all.
Walking
Them
all.
all or them all?
Both.
That's the play on words. That's the
Nice.
sort of nuance you get when you
That's
go
the
to see
pun of it.
Papa Steve in the New Balances.
That's awesome.
I like your track. She has no insole.
There's the laughs.
I did actually. If you want to know, if you want to know whether or not you can bring hack to a podcast, I was miming sex the last time we did a solo podcast here, and I made this chair. I dinged something, and now it's squeaky when you rock in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a great.
that's the
chair,
humping the
too.
stool of the podcast world.
What, making the noise?
Squeaky chair.
is pretending to fuck so until your chair squeaks.
Have you guys ever hung off of like a chair and fucked where you like kind of like get leverage?
I have done that.
Really?
You know,
She's got
I feel like this is the over 6 foot section of the podcast,
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
is. I tried to do this recently. Is I tried to get a fuck going where I was just sitting on the chair, and they do the work while I sat on the chair.
Actually, no. I did that. Not
Okay,
that.
there we go.
I'm talking
Yeah.
they slide
Oh.
off the edge and fucking really
Oh yeah, then I've done that.
kind of get the legs into it.
But if it was like a small chair, so she had to really she looked like a monkey, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she was crouched with her knees out.
She looked like
and,
a monkey off walking the mall.
Honestly, to her credit, very athletic maneuver. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to do jokes on the pod, but I've been trying to write a joke about how ladies, they're not getting on top anymore. It's not coming up as much as I want.
Yeah.
And this is I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. The part of the joke is the only ladies getting on top are thick girls, and they don't go up and down. They just go back and forward until my dick's like kelp in the ocean current. It's just going forward. And it seems like it feels good, but I got nothing. There's no feeling in my dick.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Your dick just hits a stray foot in her pussy. Is that funny?
Oh.
That's a nibble in my dick.
There's a what did you say, a nipple in my
A
dick?
clownfish? Nemo?
Yeah, I've actually, Greenpeace had to come and untangle 2 whale sharks for my dick.
Greenpeace.
My dick got beached in her pussy.
Man, don't you hate when that happens?
A group of volunteers had to splash lube on it until it could be forced free.
Squirt Dawn on it.
Squirt Dawn on it.
Waddle it up in a towel.
BP filmed a commercial while I was fucking.
Yeah, it's the only.
Yeah.
I've been watching a whole lot of shore fishing lately.
Shore fishing?
Yeah, casting from the shore down
Oh,
in
yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
God.
I used to do that when I was a kid.
And on the beach?
Yeah.
Did you catch stuff?
No, he used
Yeah.
to watch shore fishing videos when he was a kid.
I used to, yeah, Steve, I used to watch that when I was a kid. Growing out of it.
Did you? So you caught a lot of stuff?
Yeah, I went up on the pier a lot more, but I've done it
dying
right
to
on the
do
beach.
that.
But I've gone on the pier in Mexico Beach, and we caught a little baby hammerhead.
Yeah, they
One
catch
time.
sharks and
Wow.
shit. That's why
My
it's-
uncle.
Yeah, they're
my
in
uncle
shallow
would
water.
shore fish, and he caught 3 baby sharks one year. Put them in a pool,
Damn.
like
put
a
'em in
little
a
kiddie
pool?
pool, like a kiddie pool, and the beach is where he'd keep his fish.
That'd be wild to
Your
just have
uncle
an
is
underground
Matthew
pool.
Mitchell?
No, Matthew Mitchell, I believe, has never caught a baby shark. If I had to wager a guess.
You know, he'd catch it and be like, "Hey, do there, pal."
We can't do inside Matthew
know.
Mitchell jokes on. Nobody knows.
I know. I'm
But
sorry.
that was a spot on Mitchell
Yeah.
thing to
I,
say.
yeah.
He does a great Mitchell.
Hey.
Steve's been killing me with some impressions recently. Steve did a Scottish voice and black crackhead voice. and
I
they
got
both
it.
were-
Ooh,
Honestly, I want to hear the Scottish
I
one
would,
first.
yeah.
Can you tell the story that you told about interviewing? I don't want to make you redo it. But
It was it was actually just before this. He was texting me. He's like, "You got time to pop on a phone call, 5 to 10 minutes. Kayaking job, very nice career path that I'm floating down towards." But he calls me up. He's like, "So there's a possibility that you could get tips, depending on if you have charisma." And I was like, I go, "Yeah." And he just started laughing. And he goes, "I don't know if you do or don't." And I go, "Well, I'm kind of working on it, trying to get a little better at it lately." And he goes, "Well, if you could bring it for 20 minutes during the interview, it'd be great."
You're currently being interviewed.
Yeah. Well, he's setting up the next interview. It's apparently a 3-stage process.
For the kayaking job.
But we will see.
Where are you kayaking at? In the city?
Yeah,
Here?
Chicago River.
Like tours?
I think it's just rentals.
he's just handing out the boats.
I think I just get them out on the water.
Oh,
You need
that's-
charisma to
that's
rent
easy.
kayaks.
Push them out.
I kayaked in La Jolla one time.
Yeah.
Worst experience of my life.
Yeah. How do you think the kayak felt? Zing, guys, come on. Comedy is nothing if not ribbing on each other.
What was La
Did
Jolla?
you say ribs?
Rib-
But
What is La Jolla?
it's like San Diego. It's by San Diego, La Jolla. I went to this
Ah.
kayaking.
I used to place legal ads in the paper in La Jolla.
I call
There's
that La Jolla.
I said I used to place legal ads in the papers in La Jolla. That
Oh,
was my
really?
first temp job in Chicago. Was placing legal ads for the Tribune and Tribune subsidiaries, including the La Jolla Sun.
Yes.
So anyway, you were kayaking.
I was
there.
kayaking in the La Jolla Sun, and I was in this kayak. It was awful, dude, because the guy was just so fat. Because every time I got it was me and my brother in one kayak. Every time I get in, we'd tip.
That's
right?
a canoe.
No,
Is
no,
that
this
in a
was
canoe?
There's
this
two
was
back-
kayak.
There's
Oh,
tandem kayaks.
double
yeah.
tandem kayak. Okay, excuse
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
What do the
you say?
paddles look like?
They were like a long black stick with two like plastic things on the end.
Okay, that's kayak.
Okay, Lenny, that's a
you're
kayak.
Right. He was right because a canoe would
No,
be.
but you could use
yeah.
that's a kayak paddle, but you
I'm
could
picturing like two guys with raccoon hats with the
Yeah.
wooden oar. Yeah.
That's Steve down at the kayak job that he gets. He goes, okay, now you tell me if you think this is a kayak or a canoe.
The sign says kayaks real big. Pop
Right.
quiz, hot shot.
Steve's bringing the charisma by wearing like a Spirit Halloween wig. Like one of those like the curly Chippendales ones, but he's still himself. He's like, okay, is this a kayak or a canoe?
They told me to bring charisma. That's why I got a coonskin cap, 4-inch bird dogs, and no shirt.
That's right.
Just
He's got a big white thing of sunblock on his nose.
Head is so sweaty.
But yeah, I was getting in the kayak, and the instructor or whatever, whoever our tour guide was, he was so fed up with us. Every time I get in, a wave would hit the thing and then I'd fall out like 4 times in a row. So it took us like 20 minutes to get off the beach. Then I finally get in, and the hardest part they told us is you have to get over the past the break, which is tough because you have to fight like these giant waves coming in, I guess. And I didn't realize the whole time we're on like this 1.5, 2-hour kayak tour in the ocean, middle of the ocean, and I'm sitting on my backrest. So I'm not even like, there's a support that like you can sit and then you can like lean back. I'm not doing that.
you're
I'm
trying to
just-
balance.
I'm sitting like 2 feet up on the thing. Like it's the most uncomfortable thing ever. And then we go into this cave and we see all these sea lions or
Holy
whatever.
shit.
And then this wave comes by into the cave and knocks me and my brother up onto this rock. And we're in like this Titanic position.
Holy shit!
Like if this was a rock, we were like that.
Whoa.
It was crazy. And I'm not using my backrest. So I am all core strength, not to brag. But like,
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, you're just
And then-
clenching on with your butt cheeks for
Exactly.
dear life.
And then these sea lions are barking. They're like right here, because we're on the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of pussied out and yelled for my dad for like 10 minutes. Because the whole tour went on without us. They didn't know we got stuck on the rock. So
Yeah.
they're going out of the cave, and I'm
Whoa.
like, Daddy!
Cave's filling up with
Yeah,
water.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was scary. But I'm good now. I made it to
Nice.
Jumping Stone. That's why I was a little late.
It'd be very funny if you're like, yeah, brother unfortunately passed in the cave, but I made it out.
We
I
lost
was
a
able
good
to
man.
use him to dislodge us from
I made an exchange with the seals. I gave him my brother.
the sea lion dropped me off, and on the way out, he looked at me like he knew what I did.
Yeah.
But, other tthan that, it was a good trip.
La Jolla's great.
Dude, the whitefish there, brilliant. Caught off the curve. A little mahi-mahi.
Never had it.
You never had mahi-mahi?
No.
It's also called dolphin, so a little confusing, I believe. But
Called
Is it?
dolphin?
yeah, I think they're called a dolphin fish, which is can make it
I've heard the
confusing.
same thing about Lake Tahoe. They go, Tahoe means lake. So when you say Lake Tahoe, you're just saying lake.
Yeah.
Or Tahoe.
I get frustrated sometimes when people try and break down things with like the fun, and I'm like, I know, but we call it like Lake Tahoe.
I know,
So
but we call them the Washington Redskins. You know,
we call them.
yeah.
Well, people do that sometimes where they're like, yeah. So like, I'm making this up, but like, someone will be like, yeah, in German, like a bratwurst is the same, like it's the same sort of thing. Like it actually means you should just call it a brat because a bratwurst is. I'm making up an example. You're like, yeah, but if you read the packages around here, we've all kind of agreed on bratwurst, so I'm going to keep rolling with that despite
Yeah,
your fun fact.
exactly.
You know what
yeah.
confuses me is schnitzel.
Why is that?
Because it appears to be...
Track 3.
It appears to be like when you say... what'd you say?
Track 3 on the EP.
Walking the Schnitzel Fest.
It's the song is called "You Know What Confuses Me," and then in parentheses, it's schnitzel.
Do the schnitzel. No, because schnitzel appears to be... When I hear the word schnitzel, I think of like a tubed meat. Like a hot dog or something.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be, it doesn't come through, at least last time it never came through on the recording, but you guys are going to have to ignore the squeaky chair.
Mine's
But anyway.
doing a lot of
little squeaking in there.
a lot of extra stuff too.
Anyway, I like schnitzel. I never associated it with.
My chair's doing
Anyway, I like.
my chair's doing a lot of noise too. Oh, yeah.
Max, you want to see if you can make
Anyway.
some noise on that end of the sofa? real
I
quick?
just tried and nothing came out.
Nothing. Woo.
Say you fuck.
Yes, I would. That's what they're not telling you in sex ed.
Side to
Babe.
side.
Side to side.
Babe, why can't we fuck to the Schnitzel song tonight?
See, you associate schnitzel with, like, you think it's going to be some other form of a wiener.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
See?
No, schnitzel's pounded flat chicken or pork.
If you saw,
Right.
if you Google
And it's breaded
schnitzel,
and fried.
Right.
And it's good stuff.
if you
Schnitzel's
Google
good.
schnitzel, you would be like, "This is insane. This is nowhere near
It
what
looks
I
like
imagine this was."
like fried. What's it called?
Looks like a
Country
goddamn
fried
chicken
steak.
breast.
Country
yeah, it
fried
looked
steak.
kind of like
Yeah.
country fried steak, but thin.
That's not right. We should change. We should petition to get the name changed.
Yeah.
Because I think people call their dick, hey, he's trying to suck my schnitzel.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Right?
Yeah,
I think
people
you
call
just
it
did a little
Wiener
word
schnitzel?
association.
No,
It's called Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
Oh,
Wiener
yes.
Schnitzel is probably something else.
That's a restaurant, isn't
Give it a Google, Steve.
I think Wiener Schnitzel is the traditional German fare.
Maybe.
I'll
Wait,
show
I
Peyton a
thought Wiener
picture of-
Schnitzel was like
Maybe
it's a
wiener just
restaurant.
means meat, and that's why it's your wiener.
I was gonna say maybe they smash a wiener and then make it schnitzel, but then why would you even put it in,
Put it in a
Right.
wiener.
form?
No, you definitely don't, because it's pork or chicken, so it's always like one cut. It's
Maybe.
not.
Maybe Trump won too. Maybe he,
Was there collusion? We don't know, but we hope that he runs again.
I thought you were reading about Schnitzel. I'm like, who are we talking about?
Let's see. All right. First of all, just so that we can get a visual on this,
Yeah.
that's what you were expecting, or you just had known?
Well, that looks like
I
schnitzel.
already knew.
That looks like
Max,
schnitzel.
yeah,
Schnitzel?
That's schnitzel.
That's
not
not wiener
schnitzel.
schnitzel.
I went.
Schnitzel. Wiener
no, that's
Schnitzel's a restaurant.
Max and I
Wiener
are.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, Max and I are the
Look.
cultured ones who knew about a foreign dish.
Oh yeah, dude.
That is Wiener
Don't
Schnitzel.
question me on schnitzel.
Is Sorich a German name?
No, it's Croatian.
God, ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Somehow worse.
You're Croatian.
Croatia's like the Florida of Europe.
Oh, is
Like
it?
Is it?
literally, kids go there for spring break. So
Yeah,
you-
because it's
UK
got. That's
kids.
where they filmed Game of Thrones, right on that beach.
So
I've
it's
been there, yeah, yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
awesome.
Is it- so you're mainly Croatian?
I'm 25% Croatian, but if you ask my grandpa,
Can I? Guess?
everything else is gay.
Oh, really? Can I guess the other half?
Yeah, I mean,
The other 75%.
well, let's hear this.
Yeah.
Serbian?
No.
No.
Are you Irish? You got to be
No,
Irish.
I'm not Irish.
You German?
No,
Czechoslovakian.
no, getting warmer.
Really?
Yeah,
Australian?
no.
Way off. You mean Austrian?
It's
No,
all.
Australian.
It's all just random Eastern European
Oh,
countries.
Bulgaria? You
No,
Bulgarian?
Lithuanian and Slovenian.
Ah, nice.
And then the other 25. I'm just a mutt.
Some fucking
Yeah.
Dracula.
He's
countries
probably
in
got a
there.
little Ottoman in him, just based
I-
on history.
I wish.
Ottoman?
Yeah, I hope.
They conquered. They,
I could use it.
the Ottoman Empire was in and out of that part of Europe.
Oh, I don't even know what. I thought you were talking about like what you put your feet on.
No. It was a Muslim empire.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's probably got a little Ottoman. The Ottoman Empire. I was like, did they take over at a certain point in the 70s? Like,
Yeah, they
Ottomans?
totally. The Ottoman Empire totally. They bought out IKEAs. They
Yeah.
totally
Yeah.
put them
Penny
out of business out
mustards.
there. The Ottoman
Ruthless
Empire.
businessmen, the Ottoman.
Yeah, the Ottoman.
I mean, convenient, but you got to have the floor space for it.
An IKEA?
An Ottoman.
Oh,
Steve's like, what? Wiener Schnitzel? Yeah, Ottoman. I agree.
Yeah.
And at some point, like,
If you force an Ottoman into a situation that it doesn't belong,
yeah,
uh-uh.
I kept an Ottoman around for a long. I
Like,
kept an Ottoman around like a bad girlfriend at my house. The wheels. the
I was in
wheels.
an abusive relationship.
great analogy.
That sounds like
I
a
was.
National Enquirer article.
I
Like
chose
I was
to
in a
fuck
bad
you.
relationship
I
with with an Ottoman.
I was, dude. All the wheels would fall off, and here's how bad of a relationship it was. You'd pick the wheels up, and when you put one back in, you'd have to lift the other end up, and then that wheel would fall out. And it was a never-ending cycle. Like you'd have to get buddies
Yeah.
to help you through the relationship.
I'm picturing a
With
really
this Ottoman.
cutesy wootsy graphic with like you in a doorway and an Ottoman not listening to you, and that's like the cover of the yeah.
Or it's like a picture, like, you know, when they do like the royal couple has never been closer to breaking up, and it's like just a picture of them like walking, but like one head is in a yellow circle and the
Yeah.
other one's like a head from a dinner party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And, and it's just a picture of like I was in an abusive relationship with an ottoman. And it's like Peyton going like this, and then there's just a yellow circle with an ottoman in it off to the side. In the
I was, dude.
dude, my mom got us as a kid. It was like a collection of the National Enquirer articles or whatever that magazine was that ran the like.
The tabloids.
Yeah, it was like I had a 6-month-long love affair with Bigfoot, you know, those kind of things. Like aliens came and fucked my dog.
But
or
it wasn't
whatever
an
it is.
actual magazine. It was like papers together, right?
Yeah, they were like, you used to be able to get them at like Walgreens checkouts and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
okay,
that.
I know what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about, yeah.
And then so somebody made like a compilation of them or whatever. It was
Yeah.
called Bat Boy
I
Lives.
remember looking at those when I was
National
like,
Enquirer.
Something like that. Look it up. That might be a different
National Enquirer. That would seem weird for your mom to get you a subscription.
one. No, it wasn't a subscription.
was
It was
like-
just like a funny book. to
Okay,
read.
because that was okay. National Enquirer is like Britney Spears puts blue cheese in her snatch, like
Yeah,
that
Like
kind
Dolly
of.
Parton is an
Yeah,
alien.
this is like
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
those.
yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just this one was like a little bit more fan. But I do remember formative puberty years. There was one like I had a love affair with a Bigfoot, and then the gag was that there was like we have like a centerfold of Bigfoot, and so there's like a naked lady
Oh, that's
Bigfoot
funny.
in the middle of the thing.
Do you believe in Bigfoot still?
No, but I probably jerked off to that.
No.
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
Or
We
at
had
least
a-
got started to it.
yeah,
We
At
had-
least as a kid, like because it was a hairy female. It looked like a Chewbacca with tits.
did
Oh,
something for
I'd
you,
be
though.
in-
And well, it's just that you could see nipples. Like they just basically photoshopped
Look how progressive
nipples
you are.
on
You were jerking off to liberal chicks before anybody else. How progressive. of
Hey,
you.
look, I got it out of my system early.
No, I had the same thing. There was because when you're a kid, porn is so not accessible,
Yeah,
or at least to our generation, because we don't have like phones. We're not
yeah.
like kids now will have these at 10. Like I didn't have a phone at 10.
I could still like fire up a computer and have as much porn as I wanted. Though.
It feels
Yeah, but
creepier to
did-
jerk
were you
off to
guys-
porn on a
It's
computer.
so weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you guys old enough for family computers?
Oh yeah.
Like where you had to do the jerk when no one's home. You had to like use the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But sometimes our computer was slow. I went over to my friend's house one time, and it wasn't like you watched porn to like jerk off. It was just like you watched it because you were like, we're watching porn. You know what I mean?
Well, I never did
Yeah,
that.
it
My
was
brothers
contraband.
did
Either.
that. I
It was
never
what?
did that.
It was like it was contraband. You're like, oh, everybody
Exactly.
huddle up.
It's the
Yeah,
same kind of
this
feeling.
is something
as
that
like,
divides men. I've realized is that I know a lot of people who would do like it was porn as a status symbol,
I couldn't,
and
don't
I
even
was
think-
not like that.
I was not producing semen. I don't think the first
No,
time I
no,
saw
no, no.
porn. So it was not like it was erotic. It
I
was
didn't
like,
know I had.
What
semen.
is this? Yeah, like
Right.
I don't think I was
Did you-
jerking off
Did
yet.
you like? I didn't do it because I was just so ashamed of even like acknowledging that that's something I wanted to see.
Yeah, I pretended that I didn't jerk off into my senior year of high school.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
I like told my friends that I didn't do it.
interesting.
Not my friend, but like at
I-
like the lunch table or whatever. When,
I
like,
never
when people would
felt
come by.
shame. I never felt shame for it.
And,
I
lucky
mean,
you.
I mean, I do, but you're never. I don't know. I also. Are you guys religious? Is that why?
I was raised Methodist, but it wasn't like a huge. When I was jerking off, I wasn't. Maybe a little bit.
When I was by the time I was jerking off, I was like agnostic. But I remember the first time I Googled boobs, I slammed the laptop computer shut so quickly after like 10 seconds of looking. I was like, this is something bad's going to happen.
When the first time I ever got like aroused, whatever you call it, like I couldn't come all the way yet. I didn't know what it was, but I always liked drawing as a kid, and I got a figure drawing book one year, and it had like Da Vinci level like nudes of like
Oh,
just
yeah.
pencil sketches of
Yeah.
men and women from like Renaissance or whatever. And I remember like looking at the woman when I went to the bathroom and kind of like just sort of like would look at it and kind of like put my dick up against it and
Sure.
poke my
Yeah.
dick and prod it like a
Dude, and it
whatever.
was just-
And a little bit of the clear stuff came out. You know what I mean? Like
Same
the
thing.
pre-cum.
Yep.
And I put the book and I was like, this is crazy. And I like put the book on my shelf and I was like, I swear to God in heaven, I will never. And then literally the next day I just got off the bus and was like,
Yeah,
Run
dude.
back
just straight
and
out. And I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
let's figure
You
out.
should have did the chair noise.
Yeah.
You're like, this is crazy. I have a podcast to record in an hour. I'm
I
sick.
can't be looking at Renaissance models.
I did the same thing when I was a kid. I didn't know. We had a Playboy in the house, and it was just like from a move. It was like my dad's or my uncle's from. It was a '70s Playboy from the '70s. So it just sat in this box with like random shit. And you ever go in your basement when you're a kid and you just dig through shit?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just did that, and me and my brother came across this Playboy. Not at the same time. I think we were both like, you saw that too. And we were down there, and it was like Bush Playboy, like huge Bush models.
Yeah.
And
banana tits.
Yeah.
Where they had like the
big. They looked like ski slopes. Yeah. Dude, and I went down there, and of course, I don't know why it never occurred to like maybe sneak it upstairs into my room, but I just like look at it down there, and I'd be like, nice, and then whatever. But same thing happened where like that was the only porn I had, and I couldn't always go into my basement and look at my Playboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I would do was there was like if there was ever a sitcom with like a really hot mom, I would yank to that.
Okay.
And like
explains a lot.
George Lopez came on late at night.
Ah,
the mom was so hot in that show,
dude.
And
but
here's the thing. And here's the thing. I'd have to track 4. I had to stop every time. Like you'd stop. It was the longest jerk sessions of your life because fucking Ernie would come into the shot and you'd be like,
you wouldn't pause or screenshot or anything.
It was TV.
I couldn't pause it.
No, but I would you wouldn't take a picture on your phone or something like that.
I didn't have a phone.
We're talking.
Yeah.
I would do a lot of. I'd work up a good boner and then run to the bathroom and jack.
Yes.
Before I could do and this is something that I remember.
Well, it's still fresh.
I would print. There was a website I would go to for PC game cheat codes, and it had a fan art section, and a lot of people would draw big tit anime versions of like video game characters.
That's funny because I would do the same thing where it's like I would find things that was like it's not actually porn. I'm
I did that
to like this.
So I would print off pictures of that, and then after I jizzed, I'd tribute it, as they say. I'd come like on the paper, and I'd rip it up into fine shreds and try and flush it. And it would like clog the toilet. Well, I didn't know what to do. I can't just come on a printed picture and put it in the trash can.
I did that all the time.
That's high risk. And then, but the first time I ever found porn, speaking of not wanting to like admit that you're, I had to do a report on the Balkans. Speaking of your Eastern European heritage,
hey,
and I Googled Balkans and images to put a PowerPoint together, and there was the picture of like girls' butts, but they had all been painted with a different flag of the Balkans, like body paint or whatever, for some like Miss Balkans 2008 or whatever the fuck. And I clicked on it, and it would take me to like a WordPress blog, and I could follow like the links in that where it'd be like that article would be tagged like women. I could click on women, and all the articles tagged women would come up, and I'd scroll until I saw like an article tagged hot women, and then I'd click that tag, and it was like, I mean,
you're like, oh, we're just scrolling.
45-minute process, but I never even put it never came into my mind to just Google hot women.
Well, no, because
every day for I'd run home and I'd Google Balkans. Eric, what are you doing upstairs?
It's so like an addict. Like if I do it this way, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, it's like it was like a miss like when a squirrel like thinks that it's doing the right thing. It's like associate a reward with the wrong
It's like being
cue.
like drunk at last call at the bar, and you're like, well, I'm just hanging out. I'm not trying to get the saddest. Like I get laid, like that's
20 minutes later, Eric's trying to like flush his laptop. He's like, he's like breaking his laptop in two.
Because of how OCD I was as a kid, I Lysol my laptop after I jerked off.
You would tell me that,
and it would I would reduce the life of all my electronics by probably 2 years, just from like from whatever I started from 14 to like 20 something. Just burned through electronics. I'd take a Clorox.
Babe, why is a Guitar Hero guitar not working anymore?
Cleaning up like a hitman. You got a hairnet on.
So much harder to strum.
Thing on, like.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the Patrick Bateman raincoat. Why is there plastic over the couch?
Yeah, you're like, is that a Balkan? You're like, yes, it is.
I was doing research for school.
Did you know the Balkans are actually one of the most populous regions per capita?
This is the Balkans. Their best region.
You remember when Facebook was unregulated? they just rolled it out
Yeah.
for a while, and it was just like total full hardcore porn on like the feed.
That's how
I never
Twitter
encountered.
is.
I didn't encounter that. Yeah, I respect Twitter for holding it down like that.
I haven't been on Pornhub in months, probably a year.
You just hit the Twitter.
You just hit the Twitter.
Yeah, there's Twitter pages that go. They just clip up. You see
They go off.
They go off. They go off. Man, yeah, literally.
They go hard.
There's just videos that like.
Peyton's jacking it to people going off on Twitter.
It's just
Yeah.
I cannot believe Trump is not being held without ban.
It's-
Go off, girl.
it's
Go.
just a really self-indulgent leaked LinkedIn post. Oh, she's going. She got promoted.
You would not believe how difficult it can be for an Indian woman in the world of online remote marketing to move up the.
I
But I
gotta
have
run to the
found
bathroom.
a niche here
Dude.
at Sporicle where I
Hate those. So I knew so many people who were like, I lost my like internship during the pandemic. Here's what I've been doing to like, and they're just like saying like they went for runs in red, and it's just made me respect people so much
Well,
less.
everyone
Yeah.
was angry at Billie Eilish when she came out and said during the pandemic, she was like, "Yeah, I wrote 3 songs over the pandemic," and people were like, "Okay, that's what you do. You're supposed to write songs." And then someone retweeted it and said, "Kanye West made like 3 songs a day, like doing. That's just what he did.
Yeah.
You make songs." And it was just funny to be like, "Oh man, I was really productive this pandemic. 3 songs, and the pandemic was like a year and a half."
3 jokes.
Yeah. Well, that's,
some people write at different lengths.
Eric's over here. Hey,
We all turn over material at different rates.
how often do? Well, that's a
I
little
turn over.
inside
No, I
baseball.
turn over. Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, at this rate, we'll probably, if you guys are having a good time, we'll just chop this up into 2 podcasts, and because
I'm
we'll do a
having
pod and then we'll do questions after this.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
It's but I was gonna say, to be fair, like Kanye put out 3 albums, but half the albums were like poop dilla scoop, poop dilla doop dilla doop.
Yeah, but Billie
And you're
Eilish,
like, yeah,
God, he's prolific.
yeah, he
She's doing
churned out those albums.
she's doing
though.
the same thing.
McDonald's also made 300,000 cheeseburgers during the pandemic.
Now,
That's
here's
different
where
than a
you and
guy
I
who taught
have-
himself to cook on the grill.
This is my problem with you. You bring it up, McDonald's cheeseburgers, like they don't go off. Also, Billie Eilish doing the same thing. She's just whisper singing Kanye songs.
I don't know Eilish's catalog.
Yeah, well, maybe we should restart.
Bad guy.
I'm the bird.
Ugh. Steve, I guess we got to do some research. Google Billie Eilish leaked. Google Billie
Dude,
Eilish
so crazy about
leaked
that.
happening.
Back to the porn thing.
Is that what
was
happened?
so creepy
No,
about.
no.
That's what was so creepy about those guys on Twitter too. There were people who made doomsday countdown clocks when she turned 18.
Yeah, people did that with the Olsen twins
Oh God.
back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane. Billie Eilish got famous at like
Eric's like,
17.
yeah,
the
people.
Olsen twins were famous toddlers.
Billie Eilish is horrendous. Good God.
What are you talking about?
Dude,
Billie
she's-
Eilish.
Steve, all Steve does is
No.
spam my fucking
No,
Instagram
no,
with
no,
big
but
boob porn.
That's not Steve's type though. Like
No,
she's
no, no,
a
no.
type. Yeah,
Steve, can
I'm
I look
into
up?
that.
Can I
She's
look up
hot.
somebody
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, Billie Eilish is an attractive lady.
Her breasts
Are large.
Steve,
go off.
can I look up?
They
someone
go
you might
off.
like? Wiener Schnitzel and this next lady you're really gonna like.
For some reason, I feel like Peyton's probably jacked off to Wiener Schnitzel / Billie Eilish. Just one on each
All the
tab.
time,
Steve,
yeah.
what's your
There you go, Steve.
type? What's your dream?
I like
lady?
Medea.
Check that out.
Selma Hayek. Oh,
Wait,
aye,
yeah,
aye,
wait. Who
aye.
doesn't know Selma Hayek?
Apparently,
No,
Steve.
Selma-
You don't know Selma Hayek?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh no, she.
But
Spy
he's got
Kids.
it
Yeah,
queued
yeah.
up over here.
What'd you say?
Spy Kids. She.
Yeah.
Spy Kids? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know her from the Grown Ups movie.
Sofia Vergara, another in the same.
I
Oh,
used to be
yeah,
into
yeah.
her. Now I'm
She
not.
was speaking of things you were. I would watch a lot of Modern Family for the same reason you googled Balkans.
Yeah, just yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And GQ.
Modern Family, is that what you said?
Yeah. GQ came out with her with like pictures that weren't nudes, but you could see her nipple.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Sofia Vergara, I don't think has any nipples floating around.
No.
Oh, nipples.
I know them all too well.
Oh, nipple.
AI. Deep fake Sofia Vergara.
deepfakes,
You would get
nipples.
boners so hard it made your like head want to explode.
One of my first
Yeah.
boners was to Pretty Woman, the movie. Demi Moore.
Oh yeah.
popped a hard wood to that.
Yeah.
And then I remember like shooting hoops with my neighbor and being like,
Track 6.
I think shooting hoops with a neighbor. I think something's going on with my penis. It's hard as a fucking rock when I watch this movie. Has that ever happened to you? Like, I didn't know what a boner was.
As your neighbor, was your neighbor a fellow kid? Or
It's my buddy. It's like,
I know.
It's the kid's dad.
Also,
I thought it was like a health problem.
Pull up
I
a
was like,
stool.
is
Yeah.
this something I should go
I
to the
used to
doctor
go
for?
downstairs and watch MTV music videos early, and I remember getting rock hard to the Eminem. What's it? It makes my slinky. I go doing, doing, doing.
Oh, ass like that?
Yes, yeah. And Shakira, hips don't
Hips
lie.
Don't Lie.
But I didn't know I could come or anything, so I would just get rock hard, and then my
Same
folks
thing.
would come downstairs, and I'd switch it to Boomerang and just
Yeah.
watch Bugs Bunny until my dick went down.
dude,
And then I'd proceed to eat Lucky Charms. And it's a very funny routine is to get as hard as possible, not come, and then lose your boner in front of your parents to Bugs Bunny, and then eat 3 bowls of Lucky Charms and just run off into the
Eric,
woods.
what a calm down, dude.
It's called edging.
Yeah, no, it is.
No, that is crazy. I do the same thing. First time I actually like, I'll never forget. It's like doing heroin for the first time or something. The first time you actually like have an orgasm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you keep trying to chase that dragon
Yeah.
Yeah.
of that same feeling. A little bit came out,
Yeah.
and I remember I was like, "Oh my god, I heard about this," and I told my friend. My older friend the next day, I was walking to school. I go,
Like, oh, so that's what that is.
well, here's the thing. I told my friend the next day who was older than me, I go, so I got a boner like usual, you know, and then I like fucked with it until like this, I don't know, like this crazy feeling happened.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh yeah, dude, that's called a dirty boner. I go, what? No, I go, no, like stuff came out. He goes, yeah, it's a dirty boner. I go, really? And then I called it that till like
That's so
sophomore
funny.
year.
You should still call it that.
The dirty boner.
DB. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna dirty boner
I used to
Oh,
call him
babe, you're about to make my boner dirty.
with that kelp pussy.
I used to call him stiffies when I was a kid.
What are you, a Boston cop?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a guy out here walking around in a trench coat with a stiffy.
You got a 6-year-old.
What the fuck? You call them stiffies? You're a kid.
who was that lady in your car?
It was-
Oh, if she wasn't a hooker, then how about you stand up, show me you don't have a stiffy?
Yeah.
Sir, you're way too much of a stiffy to be driving.
Turnip and stiffy.
Turn up and
Well, now you're a nice dame. Why don't you go ahead and grab my stiffy? Give it a yank.
No one's watching. We're in the woods.
Don't spit on it or nothing. Give it a dry yank, dame.
It's just like stick shift, darling.
Go ahead, take my stiffy and play with it. Put it in your mouth, darling.
Put it in your mouth. See what happens.
Please? Please.
Come on, babe. You know I'm good for it.
We got a lady looking in here. She's wondering what.
So
the fuck's
people
going
didn't buy
on.
tickets to this.
Oh, Max,
Kidding,
come
I'm
on now. We
I'm-
let you have 4th mic on the
I
pod.
know.
No.
I gotta imagine it's cleaner with the.
It's its own sort of.
I'm just kidding. I didn't mean anything by that. I was
No,
just-
it's okay if you guys have
Kind of like
business
a
ideas.
combination between an ISIS beheading video and
child pornography.
Oprah Winfrey.
I mean, look at the advertising we have. It's all over the place in here. People are not interested.
Yeah.
And it's on the outside of the
They,
place.
they paid for a giant billboard outside.
Oh, wow.
And we are moving. I mean, nothing. I'm editing clips. I made a new intro for the clips.
I know Eric also texted our group chat with me and Matthew Mitchell, and he was like, is Turnip and Stone show up in your feed? I feel like I'm getting real boned by the algorithm. It's really put me in a depressive mood or whatever you said.
I do
I
so
felt
good
bad.
most of the time not caring about it, and then every now and then the
I
weight
know.
of the
It
failure
sucks.
comes crashing through the window.
I know. I had a big...
I'll spend a whole Sunday like editing clips and stuff for the podcast, and then I'll put them out, and it's like 15 likes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, and it'll be 15 likes between my page, like I'll collab with the podcast page or whatever, and it's 15 likes between like
Your friends are seeing
my 3,000 and then like the 200 or whatever on the pod, the 100 on the pod.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm just doing this because I love it and I love comedy, and I'm proud of that clip, and it's okay. And then just after like 4 months of that. Every 4 months or so, I'm just like, why?
Yeah, why not?
Why?
Yeah, why not one take off or do something? But
Yeah, or just But
Just hit 1 million views on one of her clips.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
at least
for
we're not
her.
doing that. At least I'm not being watched ironically.
oh boy,
I
Hey,
can't
this
even
is-
say I can't even say it's irony anymore. I acquire joy from her stand up.
can't say
Yeah. What? I can't say that?
Hey, you can.
Oh, fuck.
This is
You don't think one of our 50 YouTube subscribers is going to tell her, do you?
She's got 1 million fans.
I know, but they're just to keep the warm Chinese sun off you.
Should I want to check the.
They're
clip.
so portable.
It really.
You
hit
can
a-
win them at any skee ball thing.
Did it really hit 1 million?
I have so many fans.
Don't do the voice.
You can do the voice again. It's okay to do the
Let's-
voice
oh,
on
yeah.
Turnip and Stone.
I mean, if you don't want it on your show, you can edit it out.
I do not edit these.
I'm
Unless
doing-
I say something particularly heinous, it does not get edited.
It is. Yeah, it's at 1.1.
1.1. Champagne.
I might
That's
edit
pretty
her
good.
name out. That's something I might do.
1.1 is pretty
Sure.
good.
But I'll keep in the
Edit
content.
her name out, but
Imagine if each one of those people gave her $1. She'd be a millionaire.
Imagine if they gave her 10 yen.
She'd be a
should have like 10
millionaire.
Millionaire.
I'm looking at these size up orders.
Track
Who would get
7.
a half-gallon latte? Who would get any?
You take
of
that
these?
into
That, I gotta say that is a lot.
That's definitely for like.
There's that charisma we were talking about, Steve.
you had it in you.
Steve, you never did the black crackhead voice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he gave.
Oh,
he
that
gave me
was,
two. You gotta do library and you gotta do bust up,
That was in.
and then we'll take. When do we start recording?
I think 7:15ish.
All right. When we get to 8:15, then we'll do questions. We'll
Crackhead
we'll
was a
give
lady.
you guys 2 episodes.
Cool.
was a lady.
It was a
You want another
lady at
beer?
a New Jersey bus
Okay.
terminal, and she was going. She walked up. She just went.
Actually,
I went to hold the door for her, and she just goes. Oh Lord, I got gas. Oh Lord, I got gas. Lord have mercy, I got gas. And then she cut another one. She's like, and then I held the door. She went in. I took 2 steps in and turned around and got out. Pretty rough.
That was a crackhead and an Adam Sandler impression. Ooh, Lord, I got gas.
Well, she had no teeth.
Huh?
She had no teeth, so she
No
did it.
teeth.
It was kind of a whistle.
Oh, I got gas.
Oh, I got gas.
That's funny, dude. I had a guy. I was going up at the Laugh Factory, and I walked to that Walgreens beforehand, across the street, and this guy was outside. When I walked in and when I walked out, same pitch. He was going, "Please, please, can you give me some money, big baby, big baby? Can you give us some money? God bless you, big baby."
Wait, specifically to you or
To
to
me.
everyone? To specifically
I was
you.
big baby,
That's
and then
fun.
I walked around and shopped and didn't buy anything, and I walked back out, and he goes, "Big baby, please give me some money, big
What?
baby, please."
The audacity to be like, I'm gonna beg someone for money, but insult them at the same.
That's what I was saying.
hilarious.
I
Yeah.
tried to do a bit
You should.
literally that night, and
Yeah.
I was like, "You gotta change your pitch. You're gonna give me, you're gonna ask me for $10, and you call me big
It
baby.
was
I'm
kind of
gonna
an
give you
endearing.
50."
Maybe he thought of you as like a son.
Maybe he's like, he'll respect me more if I.
No, dude, he sounded like a.
You go,
like
there
a-
you go, Papa.
He sounded like a mean. Ooh, daddy. He sounded like a. He sounded like a mean coach.
There's a chance that
Like-
you can be so homeless that you're operating off essentially like predator thermal vision,
Yeah.
and he just sees like he may have like you walk out and you just have the shape of like a black lady.
Yeah, well, homeless. Big baby, bring that Baduzzy over here, big baby, please.
Did you say Baduzzy?
Baduzzy, I beg of you. You know what's funny though?
What is that?
What
Baduzzy-
words are we combining there?
I saw that on
Big
Instagram.
dirty pussy.
You got that right.
Big
Yeah.
dirty pussy.
I want to stick my kelp in that Baduzzy, big baby. But it's funny. I think homeless people.
Holy mackerel. Count me. I need that pussy.
I think there's a similarity between severely homeless people. I guess homeless. You can only get as homeless as no home.
No,
but-
it could be severe.
No, yeah, you can get.
There's
you can
moderate to severe.
there's
homelessness.
terminal.
yeah, moderate to
Cases,
severe plaque
yeah.
psoriasis.
Yeah,
and
that was the-
so, what's that?
We're doing.
Well, I think there's a common theme. There's a similarity between homeless people, crazy homeless people, and a comic bombing on stage.
Yeah.
To where you're throwing things out there. Where I think he's just been asking all day, because homeless guys love to try and get laughs, and they think they'll get money that way because you're like, you made me laugh. And I think me walk into Walgreens at night, he's like, big baby, please, big baby. Then I was gonna be like, oh, me, and give him $15 or something.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you had just done the Laugh Factory, so you had all the black love that you could need for the day.
Yeah. The open mic.
I saw a
If
guy.
you hadn't done the Laugh Factory that day, Big Baby might have got you.
Probably.
I saw the smoothest
funny.
dude out there playing Barry White.
What's
And
that?
he had out in front of Laugh Factory on Broadway. He had like a portable Bluetooth speaker in the summer, and just had Barry White It was the coolest, smoothest shit I've ever heard
Was
in
he
my entire
homeless?
life.
Homeless guy blasting?
No,
Barry
just a
White?
dude.
Just a dude
Oh,
showing
Possibly
It is funny seeing someone
temporarily
like
homeless.
Yeah.
Maybe.
performing, but with just such a minimal amount of talent for like street tips. Like there's that guy outside of that bar by Laugh Factory who does Michael Jackson dances, but he's as good as like an impression as like you or I could do.
Right, yeah.
But he's like he's like Shimon, but he's like got the whole get up.
I've never seen that guy.
No, it's outside of what's the bar like Merkel's or I don't know.
Right next door?
A few blocks down,
Oh,
right
gotcha.
outside of the Marianas.
Oh.
But
You ever have a homeless guy he's like, hey, can I get $1? You give him $1, and he goes, make it a $5.
I've never
I
had that.
hate that. I understand it sucks.
He tries to get you for more.
I'll
He's
never
like,
understand.
double
being
it up,
I
homeless.
understand
Big
wanting
baby,
more
double
money.
it up.
Well, it's funny because Big Baby.
Drop a double on me, Big Baby.
Yeah.
You gave me 1, give me 2, big baby.
But here's
Double
the
or
thing.
nothing. Let's roll the dice.
But here's the thing, though, too. What I don't get is like people walk through like in that. I was in like that thing, a little like River North. That that little triangle thing. It's like a little park you can go sit in.
The
you know?
gauntlet.
Yeah, whatever. it is.
Viagra triangle.
I don't know what's that. No, it's right by like I don't know. It's downtown. It's some park.
Is it by that 7-Eleven? That's where all the crazies are fucking down
No,
there.
on Chicago,
On
you're
Chicago?
talking about?
Yeah, that
I got
was-
bullied at that 7-Eleven.
Dude,
Not even by homeless people, by just by these.
Guy called me
by
Big
these-
Baby.
no, these black teenagers. They walked in there and I was getting a coffee.
that's rough.
And I've never done this. I put the food I was going to buy back when they weren't looking because I was like, I'm going to get clowned if they see me buying this food.
Damn, dude.
I know. I walked in.
What
there.
were they doing?
I walked in there and there were like 4 or 5 of these teenagers, like 17, 18, whatever. And
Fuckable.
huh? What'd you say?
It's just funny that you're like teens, 17, 18, some of them. It was just
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
defining
yeah,
the age.
I don't
range
know.
and
They were
stuff.
like
Yeah.
that age of like
Yeah.
mean
Yes, yeah.
teenage, old enough to like, what up, man? Like be mean. Anyway, so I'm walking in there, and I hold the door for one of them. Then they all walk in. I thought it was just one guy, and then this whole crew walks in front of me, and one like fat kid, which is weird because he was calling me fat, was eyeing me down, and he was like, "Yeah, you hold that door for me," and I was like, "Yeah,
Ugh.
okay."
Dude, yeah.
And then he's like, "What you gonna get in here? What you gonna buy with that fat ass?" And I'm like, "You know me."
You should have gone straight for the jugular. It should have been
Hell no.
prison rules.
yeah, you should have slit his throat.
Dude, that's just fucked up when
Should've
people
literally-
confront you in public like that.
I
That's-
know.
I
And
hate
then-
it.
It's
and then-
so jarring.
And then all his
Yeah.
friends are like, "Don't listen to his fat ass. He fat too, man."
do.
And then as he just like they were in the store and I could hear him on the other end like, "That fat ass buying something over there. I know he gonna buy them chicken wings." And I was like, "Gee," and I was gonna go for the
Chicken
chicken
wings.
wings.
Yeah.
But I put him back, and then I just got a
If
coffee.
anyone
and-
likes chicken wings,
I just got a coffee and I walked out. And as I'm walking out, they were at the door, and I'm walking, so I have to like walk through. I'm like, "Excuse me," and I'm walking through, and they're like, "Man, beat his." They were telling his friends were telling me they're like, "Beat his ass, don't listen to him." And the fat kid like stepped up to me. He was like, "Yeah, beat my ass, man. What you gonna do?" And I literally like turned into like this white mom. I was just like, "I don't have to listen to a thing you say." And I walked out, and I walked out of the 7-Eleven, and I was like, "I'm not listening to anything you say, man." And I walked out. He was like, "Yeah, your fat ass better run, man." Yeah.
That was a
You better
wise
run.
choice.
But yeah, that 7-Eleven right there in Chicago.
It's
and
wild down
It
there
is
sometimes.
nutty.
Lawless.
It's
Yeah.
nutty.
I had a guy. I was coming home. I was coming back from out of town. It was late. I landed at Midway. Took the train all the way. It's like long fucking day. It's like
Yeah.
11 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm walking by my place, like close to here. Dude's coming up. I don't know why. I just had a bad feeling, from a distance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell. You can tell.
You could tell.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
dude's kind of like walking slow, carrying a bag, and he just goes, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like, I kind of gave him a like head nod. Hey.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you don't fucking talk?"
Oh man. Oh, I jog at that point.
And I was like, he said, "How you doing?" I was like, "I'm hanging in there."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you don't fucking talk." And he's just like continually screaming it as he walked on. I looked at him and I just fucking walked right past him.
Dude, next time you gotta be like, "Oh, my mom just got cancer," or something. Just
I'm
destroy
like,
his day.
I hate that shit.
You can't do that. You can't destroy his day. That's the
You
thing.
can't. He wants they want you
Or
to,
just be like, "I just got raped."
or just try to suck him off. Just be like,
Oh yeah, whip your, yeah.
What's up, big baby? Big baby, you don't talk?
"What's up, big baby?"
But yeah, but
Goo goo
anyway,
gaga.
I was in that park thing anyway.
One binky.
Baby want stanky. You know what I'm saying?
Baby want saying,
But-
baby want Baduzzy.
Big baby want that Baduzzy. So I was in that park or
That's
whatever though.
If New Balance is his like yacht rock band, Big Baby's your rap.
Oh yeah, 90 one of those 90s
Big Baby
rap.
Baduzzy.
You know me. But I was in that park and this lady walked through and she was real homeless. She was like, "I'm not trying to bother you. Excuse me, sir. I'm not trying to bother you. Sorry. I just I need some money." And I was with my brother and she was like, "I just need some money. You know, I got kids, you know, whatever. And like, I'm homeless." And she was real, like, she was in her 50s, like, not looking good.
Yeah.
And my brother gave her like $5 or $10 or whatever. And this always happens. Every time I give a homeless person money, I give them 5 and they go, "Do you have like 30? And I'm like, no. I mean, yes, but no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
not in an offensive way, but he just give you $30.
Yeah.
You know?
I had a
Yeah, they
homeless
try
guy throw like a full thing of McDonald's orange juice at me. Like I was walking home from somewhere and like I had like dress shoes on and he was like, "Hey, let me shine your shoes real quick." And I was like, "No." And then he kind of like cornered me and like kind of like confronted me. He's like, "Nah, I'll just do one for the free. See if you like it." And then I was like,
One shoe shine.
I know.
And then you're like, nah.
No.
Dude, so
I dislike it.
No, that is what.
This foot was in the Baduzzy. This little piggy was viewing. Sorry.
But yeah, I was like 17 or 18. It was like down. I was like freaked out. So he shined one. Like I couldn't tell him no. And then I was like, "Okay, I'm done." And he was like, "All right, now you can just go to the 7-Eleven down the street, get some money from the ATM, and like pay me." I was like, I literally just didn't know what to do, so I just started walking in that direction, and he was walking next to me. He's like, I got to pay the electric bill for my mama, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as we got to the intersection where the 7-Eleven was, I turned left instead of going across the street to the 7-Eleven.
Oh, boy.
And he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was just like, I didn't want it. And I just kept walking, and he followed me for like another like 2 blocks screaming at me.
Oh, that's.
And eventually just whipped his like orange, he just wasted his orange juice, but he just whipped it at me, and it like,
Was
Did he
this at
get you?
night?
honestly, pretty bad aim, but it was still like, holy
Did it
shit.
splash on you?
No,
I
no.
had a
Hit me right in the
peak,
Baduzzy.
like in the middle. I felt like a big baby. I like
Store needed a punch.
like peak COVID, like right in the whatever. I was filling up at a gas station, and there's a homeless woman, like a cracked out like white lady homeless, and she caught me off guard. Also because like I hadn't been interacting with people. You know what I mean? Like it's like shows weren't really going on, people weren't really hanging out, and like and it caught me really off guard. And she was like, I got kids and things are bad, and I'm like, all right, well, like I'll get some like money when I'm in there, and I'll get some cash because I don't have some. I'll give you $5 or whatever to fill up your tank. And so I fill up, and I go in. She follows me in, and I'm like, I already don't like it. And then we're in there. She's like, this man, he's saving he's helped me out. He's gonna. And then she goes over my shoulder with the arm. Hand lands right here. I look over, Band-Aid peeling off.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, and I go. Oh no, thank you.
just
No,
go-
it's okay.
just fucking-
You touched
I
her
get some-
hand?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember how, but I was like, no, like I
Yeah.
got out
Yeah,
from
yeah,
under,
yeah.
and I got some cash. What I think I gave her like $5 because, I was
because it was worth it.
Yeah.
committed to the bit. But I remember getting back in the car with my girlfriend and being like, I probably have worse than COVID now, whatever that was.
That is, I mean, it's a bad way of looking at it, but like, I gave a homeless guy money here getting off the highway. I gave him like $2 and he grabbed the money. He didn't touch my hand.
Yeah, but you got to be.
But I was like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, let's hold
That's
it
why
by
they have
the
the
end.
cups. You got to have the cup.
Yeah, yeah.
The Hustle Cup.
The hustle cup.
The Hustle Cup.
Track 8.
Hustle cup.
Oh, that's on my album.
That's on the
Cup.
Baduzzy
The
album.
Hustle Capus.
Hey, you were paying at the Baduzzy album.
Man, you know me.
We
You guys
going-
want to get in some
Some questions?
advice questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, dude. Landed that first plane at exactly 1 hour, 1 minute.
Nice.
Podcast number 2.
Here we go.
2.
You don't have to do a whole second thing. But we got
No, I love
plenty of
it.
good questions if you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
down.
my plan.
I just have to get to banter sessions in like an hour or so.
I purchased the ticket, and I'm certain they'll honor it.
Yeah, I'm certain.
All right, you guys ready?
What'd you do if one person bought a ticket?
Tonight we would have just canceled it, refunded them. You know what's funny is like before I came here, I was like, maybe I'll just buy a ticket. It'd be nice to support my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't. But
Oh, for
it would've been
this.
funny if I bought
What a
ticket.
flip you did. You didn't purchase a ticket. You're sitting in on the podcast and stealing the beer.
Nah.
Joking.
All right.